if you're somebody that walks like this. Well, this video is for you. And if you're somebody that's had hip surgery, well, this also might be useful. And it depends on what type of pathology you had, what type of hip surgery you had. But I have a patient that tends to stand like this, is why I'm standing like that. And so what is causing that, right? Well, she had hip surgery and she's in the geriatric population, so we're not going to do anything crazy. We're really conservative in terms of the exercises that we are recommending she do. But this is something that is good for beginners. This is something that is good to start with, kind of progressing in small steps to increasing the strength of what is going to keep your hip like that. So what is going to keep your hip like that? Well, the glute med is probably most involved in hip abduction, right? It also internally rotates your leg bone, right? And so something like this will work that glute med, right? Lifting it up and back and so on, right? Also the glute min and also the TFL are involved in that motion. But without getting into anatomy too much, let's get right into the exercises you guys can do at home. Make your booty and hips stronger. So firstly, right, if somebody, she's really bad. I mean, she's walking like this, right? So first off, there's a whole problem with the biomechanical chain coming all the way down from her neck. Now her neck is going to be like this, her shoulder's up here, and there's a whole lot to correct. But just looking at the hip, right, what can we do? Well, it's hard for her even to stand straight. So what we do is we hold on to something, right? You could hold on to a nice high heel chair if you want, but I doubt you got one of these. These are rare, my friends. But you could hold on to a wall or anything you got. We just thought this would be fun to use, and we had it right here. So if she's stuck like this, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get her standing up straight. Okay, now I recommended it with both hands on the wall, but again, you could just hold on to something here. And I'm showing you at this angle so you can see how my hips are moving. So first step would be just to try to stand straight while holding on to something. See if you can do that for, say, 30 seconds. Then you can rest. When you rest, try not to let it really kick out. Maybe just sit, and then come on back up and do it again. That's really, really basic. Stand up tall. All right, thanks. No shit. So what you could do after that is take this other leg that is unaffected and lift the toe, the heel, sorry. Keep the toe on the ground and lift the heel. Now I'm starting with the foot close to my other foot. All right, they're about level in terms of looking at them straight down. I can see both toes are pretty much in line. And as you get better at that, you can put the foot slightly in front of you, because the hardest would be if that foot was all the way out here, right, and off the ground, of course, and we'll progress to it being off the ground. But what you do is you bring it forward a little bit, toe off, come back down. Toe off, come back down. And the whole time what's important is you're staying up tall like this, and you're not moving, shifting your whole torso, right? You're standing up nice and tall. You're using these muscles in the hip to stabilize your legs so that it doesn't just kick out like that. So you go here, here. You can get to about a foot in front of the other foot and do the same thing, all right? And if it helps to keep a hand on that hip so you can feel the contraction, I think that's not a bad idea either, right? So then second, we have her lifting the foot off and then down. But this is only after it's become easier for her to be able to do this with just lifting the heel off the ground. So step 2 is you lift the foot off the ground, hold it. Lift the foot off the ground, hold it. And we'll see how many seconds we can hold it for, and we'll progress over time. Right? So at first it's probably boom, boom. Then maybe it's 1, 2. Then maybe it's 3. I would like to get her up to, say, anywhere from a 10 to 20 second hold before even progressing to the next movement, which would be, you guessed it, holding it off like this, right? So just holding that leg off, keeping the hips nice and level. Again, not letting it kick out like that. If you guys are curious, we call that Trendelenburg sign, when somebody walks like this, or if they go to stand on one leg and it kicks out like that. We need these muscles nice and strong to hold you up straight. So that's step 3, is you do it holding the foot off the ground. Now, you also don't want to do is come too far this way, right? You don't want to come like this and slouch your whole body, because that's going to seem more natural and easier to kind of, give you stability in this leg. But again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to stand up straight and tall. So those are the first 3 we start with. The next 3, you do the same thing, but now you got no chair, all right? No high heel chair to hold on to. You're going to take that toe, push off the ground, keep the other hip level, right? I just did legs, so I'm actually starting to feel this, which is wild. You're going to come like this, then bring the foot forward, then bring the foot forward, eventually progressing to it about a foot in front of the other foot. And you probably won't find these exercises online. You know, they're very unique and more catered to somebody who, again, is coming back from an injury or in the geriatric population, something of that nature. So then the next one would be hands are off everything, right? And you bring the foot off the ground, put it down. Bring the foot off the ground, put it down. Foot off the ground, put it down. Then you see if you can hold it, and you see how long you can hold it. If you can hold it for, say, 30 seconds, then you can progress to these, all right? So we all know just hip abduction, clamshells, all that kind of stuff is good. But in somebody like this, it's hard for them to get up and off the ground, right? So do you think I'm going to have her laying on the ground and doing these and then getting up, and then she's got to lay on the ground? It's tough, right? She's in more pain just getting up than, you know, the exercise really doing for her. So we prefer to do things standing with some assistance, especially at first, right? Until she gets stronger. So then what we got is you are going to take your leg like this. Now, pretend this is a wall here, all right? So your leg is probably 2 or 3 inches from the wall. Now look, I'm going to kick this hip out on purpose. Then I'm going to bring it up until my leg goes against the wall. This leg is locked like this, okay? It's locked like this. It is not moving. It is just staying there, going up against the wall. Here, up against the wall. And look at what is happening with my hip rotators here, right? They have to work. You know, here they're relaxed, here they're working. So why even this relaxation part? Well, we're getting them through a greater range of motion now, right? Before, those were all, you know, closed chain exercises, meaning this other foot's not moving around, right? Like hip abduction is open chain, it's moving, you know, and so on, whatever. And the point is we want that stability on the leg because it best mimics putting pressure on it while you're walking, because that's the whole problem in the first place, right? So common sense, we're going to really focus on that. So here you are, and what's happening in step 1? You're stretching it, right? You're actually stretching it here, and then you're using all the muscle fibers in that glute med and other hip abductors mainly the glute med though, to get it back up to level and to get this on the wall. So why do we have the wall here? Well, because what if I did it like this and I was too far away? Maybe I'm more likely to kind of arch, right? Like this, and maybe I'm more likely to kind of lean too far to the side. And again, we don't want that either, just like we don't want you sitting like this, right? Going either way isn't good. So boom, 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 boom. Hits that wall. You can even hold it there for a few seconds as you progress and as it becomes easier. Now the last one is interesting, and I'll kind of move this chair a little further up so you guys can see it a little bit better. See, we go like this. Your hip is kicked out here, and this leg is starting here. Both hands on your chair, on the wall, or whatever it is, all right? The leg is going to then come up like this, and then it's going to come back across. And you're going to stretch it here. Stretch. And look, when it comes up across, I'm standing up tall. This is still straight, right? I'm not coming up across like this. I'm coming up across here. And what's pretty neat is you're actually working this other hips abductors when you bring the leg up as well, but you're working the stability here of these, all right? So those are like 10 good exercises for beginners if you guys have that weird gait where you're kicking out like this, you know, and again, there's so many other things that we would talk about in terms of your shoulder alignment and in terms of where the AC joint should be and in terms of your neck and this and that. But this is a common problem I see in a lot of people, and it's because the glute med is an oft overlooked muscle when people exercise, right? And avid lifters and this and that. And we don't quite do hip abduction stuff enough. You know, maybe you do the bad girl machine in the gym where you sit on it and open the legs like that, and that's all well and good, and that's great. But these are pretty good too, and they're great for stability. Who do we got on here? We're going to say hi in a second because we're going to sing happy birthday first. Doing karate kicks off in the background. It's Gabby Momasegi's birthday. Gab, happy birthday. I couldn't be happier to be spending the day with you, and we're going to have some fun. Throwing axes at walls, which is great. We're going to a place to do that. It's not our own walls, just so you guys know. I don't even own an axe. Actually, a splitting maul. I own one of those, but that's for wood. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gabby. Happy birthday to you. So many more. Have a great day. I know you're gonna, because you hang out with me and I'm really fun. Who else do we got? Pelivanin, how you doing? Mr. Compensation. Don't compensate with that hip. You can compensate with other things. M-Dog, Mumbo. You need a tour of the house. All right, let me clean it first. Another time. Enrock Belson, Guillermo. What's going on? Brandon Phillips, Dave, Beast from the East. What's up, killer? Happy Sunday, man. Happy Sunday. Sibia, what's up, baby girl? Modaj, Estate, Fred. We appreciate the love, you guys. I hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. Thank you. Well, I appreciate the fact that you appreciate the videos that I make. I love to make them. I have fun every single day. And, we get to keep ourselves nice and fresh mentally by reviewing all this material and sharing it with you guys. So it's good for me as well. All right? And nothing but love coming from When Wellness. As for now. So we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when. But we'll see you then. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you very much. Happy Sunday and happy When Wellness. See you later. Sure, send me a message, Mumbo.